Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and showing you a demo of the brand new Benefit Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation. So I bought this quite recently, and just to let you guys know, I've never tried a Benefit foundation ever in my entire life. I don't often buy a lot of Benefit products. I don't know why. I think it's because some of their products that I've tried in the past I've not been too happy with. I found that their packaging and all of that is very gimmicky and very quite cute, but I've also found that sometimes I feel that they spend more money on their packaging rather than their products. So when this came out, I was like, all right, let me give this a go, see if it's any good, see if I can change my perception that I have of this brand to maybe look into purchasing a few more products in the future. At the same time, I bought their Brow gel brow product, wherever it's called, because I wanted something different to my usual Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I was pleasantly surprised. My shade is in number 4. It's actually very soft. So I'm really happy that I actually got that as well as this. So I bought mine from Huda Beauty and it cost £25.50. My shade is in number 7. That is written on the front. And it comes in 12 shades, which is not really that good. And especially if you think about it, it's numbered. So I'm number 7. So I'm pretty much right in the middle or just off. So you can imagine there are only a couple of deeper shades. So a lot of my deeper skin ladies, as usual, you are missed out. So Benefit, fix it up, man. Come on, sort it out. So now I was intrigued because it says on it it's a sheer medium coverage liquid foundation. Now you guys know that I generally prefer to go for full coverage foundations because I've got textured skin, I've got pigmentation, I've got marks, I've got scarring, I've got beauty spots, and I have freckles. So I generally try to cover those things up. So I thought, is this going to be really sheer, or is it going to be good enough for somebody like me? Now, before I go into my review personally, let me just let you know a little bit about this. So it says sheer medium coverage liquid foundation, SPF 15, which is obviously great, and PA+++. I don't know what that means. Somebody can tell me. And then what it says here is blah blah blah. Happy hearts on the bottle, yeah. Or heart eyes, okay, yeah, fine. This formula evens out skin tone, blurs imperfections with optical blurring spheres, yet feels so weightless you'll think you're wearing nothing at all. The 12 shades feature neutral undertones to give flexibility and stretch, making them versatile enough to suit a range of skin tones. It comes in this box which mimics the actual product itself, and then it comes with this because that's the like little logo for it. Hello happy. And it just says in here, nothing in English mostly, in the bit of English it says, hello you, the sheer to medium coverage foundation evens out skin tone, blurs imperfections, blah blah blah, same as before. 99% of women said it feels weightless, 98% said it feels breathable, 96% says it blurs imperfections, 95% said it gives natural looking coverage, and this was a self-evaluation by 103 women over 1 week. So that's pretty good. It's all in the high 90s, which is great. And it is also a 30ml foundation, so quite a standard size. So now obviously you want to know what my thoughts are. I 100% agree with everything that all these people have said. I am genuinely really happy with this foundation. I think it's excellent. I agree with everything that they have said in terms of it feels weightless completely, feels breathable completely. Currently today in London it is 33 degrees. It's so hot. I don't know what that translates to in Fahrenheit. High 80s to early 90s, high 80s I'd say. And I'm in this garage and I'm sweating like no one's business. And the entire time that I've tried this out has been in this kind of weather. It's been hot, it's been dry, it's been humid, and it has held up really well. But then bear in mind, I have been heavily powdering my face because obviously it's common sense. If it's hot weather, don't be silly enough to just assume that your foundation is going to do all the work for you. It won't. You need powder to soak up that moisture on your face. So it's a very natural looking sheer to medium buildable coverage foundation, and it covers everything beautifully on my skin. It glides onto the skin. Yes, it can be sheer, but that's only if you apply a little bit more. It can become medium to nearly full coverage as well. So I love foundations that do that kind of thing, that basically gives everybody a choice, from people who like full coverage to people who just like a tint to their skin. Very easy to blend. A little bit goes a really long way. It held up in this temperature for up to 14 hours, which is amazing considering I put it on before work, went to work, been wandering the streets because it's part of my job. Sometimes I have to. I work in property, by the way, in case that sounded a bit dodge. and I have been in air conditioning. I've had fans on me, I've had sweat all over myself, and it has held up really, really well. It is transferable though, but then I cannot say whether it is transferable in normal temperatures. I can't try it, guys. We're in the middle of a heat wave and it's going to be like this until September, and probably even more. Global warming, climate change, deniers, well, it's not normally like this in England. Let me just say, it's been as hot as it is in Brazil. It's hotter than Canada is right now. It has been hotter than Spain. It is hot here. So yes, it has been transferring. When I go like that, it comes off on my face, on my hands even. So this is what the bottle itself looks like. It's in a plastic bottle and it says all the information on the front. And then you've got a cute, happy little face on the other side. Ah. Everybody all together now? Ah. And then when you open it up, it's got this squeeze top, but I actually don't mind it because it's quite easy for me to squeeze. And then the consistency, as you can see, is quite runny. So it makes it very, very easy to apply, but it's not too runny. Like, it's not too thin in consistency. It's kind of midway, which I'm happy with. Now, in terms of the color itself on my skin tone, it is a tiny bit dark for me, but not dark orange, dark yellow. There is a lot of yellow in this, a lot more than I thought that it would be. Bear in mind, I color matched myself online. I didn't go in store anywhere. You can buy it in Debenhams as well. There's quite a few places that sell it. And one thing I do have to say is, yes, I have got darker. Like I said, we're in the middle of a heat wave. It's almost impossible to escape the sun, no matter how much SPF you wear, no matter how much you try to sun dodge and jump through the shade and that sort of thing. So I have got a little bit darker, and I am going to get darker still. So I don't mind. I'd prefer this to be a little bit darker than a little bit lighter. But like I said, it has definitely got quite a lot of yellow than what I'm normally used to. When I generally say that a foundation is a little bit dark for me, that's because it's got a little bit too much orange. So for those of you that have got very strong yellow undertones to your skin, you would really, really like this. So what they say is that you have to shake it well before use. Blend one drop onto clean moisturized face. Repeat to build coverage. So I'm going to do it in my own little way. Firstly, I've got my primer here, my primer water from Primark. Again, with this kind of temperature, silicone primers, I don't really recommend using them so much, because if anything, they can make your face feel a little bit too moisturized. You need something that's quite refreshing, like this one. This one is silicone free, alcohol free and oil free, and it also says that it hydrates and refreshes, which I have to agree with. So I think it's also great. It says prep skin for makeup application, so that's what we're going to do first. So I will first liberally spray this all over my face in the hopes that my body temperature cools down slightly as well. All right, let that settle down. Please dry. You know how it is when it's so hot, no matter what you put on your face, toner or anything, nothing dries. It just kind of sits there and makes you look greasy. All right, so in the meantime, we're going to shake this up a bit. Can you hear that noise? It's like that nail polish noise, that little ball inside. Just to make sure that anything that's separated obviously joins and mixes together. The brush I'm going to use today is this buffing brush by Real Techniques. You can use a beauty blender if you want to, but I do find that because of the consistency of this, you will find that a lot of it soaks into your damp sponge. So I would personally suggest, if you want to listen to me that is, to use a brush rather than a beauty blender, because I think it will shear it out a bit too much and you will waste a lot of your product too. Now I have just put a couple of drops on here, and now I'm going to blend it all over my face so you guys can see how it performs. Okay, so this is what it looks like with one layer all over. It looks natural. It looks like my skin, but so much better. Obviously, I've got a natural sheen, which is part sweat, part it hasn't dried yet. But what I'm going to do now is, because I can obviously still see a few little bits of my skin. I can see some redness on my forehead, which is probably just because I'm really hot right now. So I'm going to put a little bit extra in those areas of mine, which are my problem areas. And another thing I wanted to mention is that it doesn't oxidize, which is great, especially like I said, because it is a tiny little bit dark for me, only a tiny bit. I cannot afford to have something that oxidizes on my skin as well. So here we go with all the foundation on my face. It's starting to slowly dry. I would say that it gives a slightly matte finish. Again, I know that there are claims that it has got a matte finish, but unfortunately with this kind of weather, it's very difficult for me to agree or disagree. But I definitely would say that it's not a dewy foundation at all. But I do have to say, because the only thing that annoys me about this is that there are only 12 shades. However, I know there are people out there that say, okay, because it's a sheer foundation, it doesn't matter so much whether there are loads of shades or not, because one shade can technically work for a couple of people, because obviously you're not putting on that much foundation. I completely disagree with that. This is a sheer to medium buildable coverage foundation. For it to be sheer, you may as well just put on some tinted moisturizer. I really do think that in this day and age, in 2018, where there are brands out there releasing 40 plus shades, a company as massive and as international and world renowned as Benefit should really come out with more shades than just 12. There'll be many women out there or men out there that are going to use it for its medium coverage side of it rather than its sheer coverage. And then they are going to find that a lot of the shades do not work for them, which is not fair, really. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish off the rest of my makeup before I come back. I'm going to set my foundation just to let you guys know with the new Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking Powder. And I will come back and finish my review. Okay, so the rest of my makeup is now done. As you can see, I have set everything. I used the Huda Beauty powder in the shade Blondie to set my entire face. As this has got a slight yellow tinge to it, it goes very nicely with the foundation. So you can see it all matches nicely, despite the fact that it is a tiny bit too yellow for my skin tone. I didn't think I'd ever come across a foundation which is actually too yellow for my yellow skin, but here you go. Feels nice and soft and smooth. I am really sweating quite a lot, so I am going to at some point start to kind of get a bit more shiny, but I just wanted you guys to see what it looks like when it's fresh, when it's new, sitting in 30 degrees. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. On my lips, I'm wearing Huda Beauty's Cheerleader, I think it is. No, Heartbreaker liquid lipstick. And that's it. So if you've got any comments or questions about this foundation, let me know below. Other than that, I hope you guys are wonderful and great, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.